Hey, Sabrina, you lazy sloth. I told you to head out and grab me some ice cream. But where's the frozen goodness? I checked the fridge, and it's like a dessert desert in there.
What do you mean? Do you realize what time it is? It's already 11 p.m. If you're craving ice cream, just go out and buy it yourself. I'm reviewing my lessons for a crucial exam scheduled for tomorrow.
When did you become this insolent? Just a quick reminder, you're crashing at my place. Got it? My house. So how about you start listening to me, or else I might have to rat you out to Mom and get you evicted from here once and for all.
Just to set the record straight, I don't consider myself a burden while living here. I actually contribute and do my fair share of household chores. In fact, I'm the sole person responsible for taking care of the housework around here.
Huh? So now you think that doing some lame housework gives you a free pass to slack off, huh? Anyone can handle those tasks. Just because you take on some chores doesn't magically erase the fact that you're still a freeloader, mooching off my parents' hard-earned cash.
Hey, that's not true.
Shut your mouth, you pathetic orphan. You're nothing but a worthless nobody without parents to lean on. I wouldn't be shocked if you sometimes wished you were gone, along with your deadbeat folks. It's a shame that the trash couldn't take itself out, really. If you had disappeared, society would be a way better and cleaner place to live in.
You've crossed the line, Janet. Mocking the loss of my parents is absolutely unacceptable. I promise you'll regret every word you just uttered.
Oh, I'm shaking in my boots. Or maybe not. What's a total loser like you gonna do, huh? Probably not much. As for me, I have the power to kick you out like a stray and leave you homeless whenever I feel like it. So you better not disobey my command and get me the ice cream I'm craving.
No chance. I already told you that I'm getting ready for my exam tomorrow. I have my self-respect. So don't expect me to do whatever you ask like I'm your personal servant.
Oh, look who's trying to put on a tough act. You know what I have in my hand right now? That's right. Your dear mommy's diary. I bet you cherish this garbage like it's a precious gem, don't you? Well, get ready to bid it farewell because I'm about to toss it in the fireplace.
What? How? Why did you steal it from me? Give it back.
Nuh-uh. Give me my ice cream.
All right. I'll go grab you some ice cream. Just make sure you keep your promise and give me the diary back.
That's right, my obedient little servant. Make sure to get me a chocolate ice cream, my absolute favorite flavor. And don't you dare take longer than 10 minutes to return home with that ice cream, or else I'll have a bonfire with this precious item. Got it?
Sabrina, are you all set and good to go, kiddo?
Oh, hello, Uncle Cooper. Well, I still have a couple more things to pack, but I've got pretty much everything I need right here. Oh, and please don't call me kiddo anymore. I'm a grown-up girl now.
In my eyes, you'll always be that little girl I met years ago. By the way, I've already tidied up your room and rearranged it just the way you wanted.
Thank you, Uncle Cooper. I really can't express how grateful I am for everything you've done for me. If you hadn't opened your home to me, I'd be out there on the streets.
No problemo. It's the least I could do to lend you a hand, you know? I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you earlier, but hey, I'm here now, ready to support you with my whole heart.
It's all good, Uncle Cooper. No need to feel sorry for that. I know you've been putting in the effort to build a successful career, and I'm proud of you for that. You and my dad have always had that same dedication to work. But now that I'll be living with you soon, I'll keep an eye on your working hours and make sure you don't overwork yourself. So be prepared, Uncle Cooper.
You're one sharp and sassy girl, just like your mom. Anyway, everything's set, so come over to my house whenever you can. Living with an old dude like me won't be a snooze, I guarantee it. I've got a bunch of nostalgic tales about your parents that I know you'll be interested in hearing.
Oh, hey, Sabrina, guess what? I have a brilliant idea. How about you do all my Christmas break homework for me? I'll send it your way, so make sure to provide me with your address. I'm sure you must have absolutely nothing going on, right? So while I focus on my exams, you can slave away for me. It's a win-win for me, really. So what do you say? Ready to be my personal homework robot again?
I won't be helping you anymore. Please do it on your own. I don't want you to contact me anymore either. I'm in the same grade as you, so I'm busy with my own exams too, Janet.
What? We graciously took you in, and now you have the audacity to refuse helping me? After all the care and support you received from my family during your stay, now you're adopting this entitled attitude as soon as you leave? Who do you think you are? You owe us, you know. Have you conveniently forgotten that my parents fed and sheltered you? Ugh, how ungrateful you've become.
I am grateful for all the help I received, but your parents were receiving funds from my parents' inheritance. They used that money to cover my living expenses during my stay.
And? What's your point? So what if they were getting paid? It doesn't change the fact that my parents took you in as their responsibility, enabling you to go to school. Don't you dare get all high and mighty, you pathetic orphan. Hey, don't you dare leave me unread. By the way, how's life treating you over there? Still getting abused by our lovely uncle, I assume?
I want to assure you that Uncle Cooper has been nothing but kind and supportive. He's not the type of person to engage in any inappropriate behavior. I'm grateful for the way he's treating me. In fact, I'm having a nice life, thanks to him.
Oh, is that so? I've heard Uncle Cooper is quite the oddball, just like your lovely parents. Speaking of which, wasn't it your mom who attempted to push Grandma down the stairs? That charming act is what got your parents disowned, isn't it? I don't know all the juicy details, but they cut ties with Uncle too. It wouldn't surprise me if there was some shady connections between them and Uncle Cooper. Birds of a feather flock together, right? You'd fit right in with that dysfunctional bunch.
That's not true. You have the story completely backwards. My parents and Uncle Cooper didn't get disowned because they caused trouble.
Then I wonder why not a single relative showed up to your parents' funeral. They all hated them, right?
Maybe it's true that they were hated. My father and Uncle Cooper refused to lend them money after all.
Huh? What are you talking about? Lending money? Are you making up stories now?
I heard it from Uncle Cooper. My dad and uncle became very rich and successful from a young age. But all of this side of the family, including Grandma and your father, were always broke. It sounds like they were in debt all the time. So they were borrowing money from Dad and Uncle Cooper. But they were always borrowing without returning the money. So they cut ties and moved away. I suppose the real trigger for their moving away was what my dad's mother, so our grandmother, did to my mother. My parents and Uncle Cooper disowned them when Grandma pushed my mom down the stairs. Not the other way around. She was pregnant with me.
Huh? Grandma did?
Because my dad refused to lend her any more money. Grandma tried to grab my mom's purse. My mom resisted. So Grandma pushed her down the stairs.
That's not true. Grandma would never do something like that. She's always been so kind and caring towards us.
Good for you. But has she ever given you any spending money? Any Christmas or birthday presents?
Well, no, but...
Well, perhaps that could be a possibility. I've heard rumors about her struggle with gambling addiction. Maybe she was kind to you because she didn't want her only child to be estranged from the family too.
Oh, sweetie, you're living in a delusional fantasy world of your own creation. Uncle must be concocting all these tales because he's still bitter about your parents. But hey, newsflash, my dad is far from being in debt. Unlike yours, you poor little orphan. In fact, he's thriving with a successful business. Thank you very much. So keep dreaming while we continue to enjoy the fruits of our prosperity.
I may be parentless, but you're about to be homeless.
What? Homeless? What are you even talking about?
I hear that your dad's company is in real trouble.
Huh? Who do you think you're fooling? You're still stuck in your little fantasy world? Wow, you're really something. Scaring me with your delusions.
It's all true. I guess my father and Uncle Cooper had a talent for business, but your father didn't seem to inherit it.
Quit lying. I've heard that he has had some ups and downs, but it seems like he's doing well lately. My dad is showering me with everything I desire. Unlike you, we're swimming in wealth.
But when was this? Is it when I was at your house? I don't think he'll be buying you anything more.
What do you mean? Stop beating around the bush and get to the point already.
How much money do you think I gave your parents?
Why would I have any clue about that? I mean, come on. The only thing that has ever mattered to me is spending their money. Who cares about anything else, right?
$175.
What? That much? Really?
It was my inheritance from my parents. It was left to me in case they passed away, since they knew none of our relatives could financially support me. But when it was decided I was going to stay with your family, they took my bank card from me, saying they would look after my money. All those presents, all that wealth, it was probably all thanks to that money. When I asked about the money when I was leaving, they told me there wasn't any left. That's the kind of person your father is.
What? I bet you're just fabricating some stupid lies about my father because you're jealous, right?
Believe me, your dad is nothing to envy. I'm just stating the facts, whether you like it or not. Oh, by the way, I hear that his company is going to go bankrupt. I'm not sure about all of the details, though. All I know is that you won't be able to live in that same house anymore. So you'd better make sure it's spotless and get ready to move house. Oh, are you leaving me on red now? I guess now that you know what's happening, my texts are the least of your worries. Well then.
Hey, Sabrina. I hope Uncle Cooper is treating you well. Are you all right? I'm just a little concerned about you.
What is it? I didn't think you'd keep in touch.
Hey, isn't it super boring just hanging out with Uncle all the time? How about you come back to my place, and this time, Uncle can join us too. I promise I won't bully you anymore, and I'll totally be cool to you. Let's make it a fun and chill living arrangement, where we can all have a good time together.
Ah, so you finally come to the realization that your actions towards me were indeed a form of bullying? But too bad. I have no intention of returning to your family.
But we're cousins. Let's be nice to each other, all right? Let's leave all the drama behind and embrace that family bond we've been missing. I totally get it. You're just trying to be tough. But deep down, I know you've always wanted that connection too, right? It's time to make up for lost time and create some awesome cousin memories together.
Absolutely not. How could you possibly forget the torment I endured at the hands of you guys? It felt like I was an outcast among my own family, unwanted and disregarded. The adults shamefully snatched away my rightful inheritance, even though I was just a minor. I had to survive on scraps and leftovers, while being treated like a servant by you and Isabel. With the loss of my parents, I had no one to turn to if I were to be kicked out. The weight of these worries, my friend, is something you'll never truly comprehend. Each day, I wondered what would become of me since my inheritance ran dry. I lived in constant fear of lacking a place to call home. And I worried about it every day.
I had no clue you were providing my parents with significant financial support for your living expenses. If I had known, I would have never treated you that way.
In that case, blame your father for not telling you a thing.
This is a real eye-opener, and I deeply regret my actions. I'm so sorry for all the hardships you went through. I wish I had understood the situation earlier so I could have been more compassionate and supportive. Please accept my sincere apologies for the way I treated you. So, can you at least forgive me? Let me live at your current place. You live in that high-rise apartment near the highway, right? Please, can you ask Uncle Cooper? I'm his niece too, after all. He'll look after me as well, right?
I'm sorry, but that's not happening. Uncle's got a rule that we don't have anything to do with our other relatives. So I don't have any intention of having anything to do with any of you.
That's really unfair. It's not my fault, right? It's the adults who are causing all this trouble. It's so frustrating because now I might not even get into the high school I've been dreaming of. I was so excited to join my friends there, and I even studied hard to keep up with them, even though I despised doing it. But now my parents dropped the bombshell that we're moving, and it feels like everything I worked for is slipping away. It's just not right, and it's so disappointing.
Can't your parents drive you?
It'll be too far away because we can't afford to live in this neighborhood anymore. You don't know anything.
You're right. That's why I was tricked and had all my inheritance stolen by your family.
Could you please talk to Uncle on my behalf? Let him know that if I move in with him, I can attend the high school of my choice. I heard he's well off, right? Plus, I'm way nicer and more attractive than you. If he sees a picture of me, he'll definitely want me around. I'll send it to you right away, so make sure to show him. Please do whatever it takes to convince him. I'm willing to go to any lengths to make this happen.
Well, I showed him your picture.
And? He actually said that he finds me attractive and is delighted to have me move in, meaning he'll kick you out? I knew it. My stunning looks always work their magic.
Sorry to burst your delusional bubble, but no. He didn't say anything like that. He just said you dug your own grave. Not only that, he told me to relay a message to you. Never contact Sabrina again.
What? What is it with you both? Now I understand why our relatives can't stand you. It's because you don't even care when people are in dire need. No wonder your parents died. Karma caught up with them for their cold-heartedness. Trust me, you won't escape unscathed either. What goes around comes around, and your cruel actions won't go unnoticed.
I didn't really want to give you a sob story, but I've been really struggling since my parents' death. But none of my relatives helped. They changed their tune as soon as they found out about the inheritance. Suddenly, they all wanted me around. But Uncle Cooper was the only one who treated me with compassion. Everyone else was just after my money, including your parents. And you too. Always belittling and bullying me along with them. I guess you've got no more words for me. The truth hurts, doesn't it? I get what Uncle Cooper says about you digging your own grave. You'll get your just desserts one day, too.
What? Oh no. Hold on, Sabrina. It doesn't have to be this way, really. We're family after all. I know it may be hard to believe, but I've always seen you as a sister. I admit I wasn't always the kindest, but believe me, it was because I truly cared about you. I just wanted to push you to become the best version of yourself. Can you understand where I'm coming from? Hey, Sabrina, are you still there?
Afterward, Janet's parents faced bankruptcy, which ultimately led to their divorce. Janet's mother wasted no time in moving in with another man once the divorce was finalized. Consequently, Janet and Isabel found themselves bouncing between various relatives on their mother's side. I imagine they never anticipated being passed around like unwanted belongings. Meanwhile, Uncle Cooper severed ties with our relatives and ventured abroad, where he achieved remarkable success in his business endeavors. Upon his return, Uncle Cooper decided to semi-retire and paid me a visit after my parents' passing. Given that my mother had no other relatives, I had no one else to rely on. Knowing how financially irresponsible our relatives were, my parents had made preparations in case of such circumstances. They entrusted the remaining portion of my inheritance to Uncle Cooper, a fact unbeknownst to me. The sum of money taken by my relatives was a mere fraction of the total amount, and upon discovering the truth, Uncle Cooper was livid. He extended a helping hand and took me under his wing. At 13 years old, I regretted not being more knowledgeable back then, as my naivete made me an easy target for exploitation. Uncle Cooper has been instrumental in educating me about various organizations that can provide assistance, as well as guiding me in managing my finances for the future. Furthermore, I have developed a personal goal to collaborate with organizations that support orphans like myself. I am determined to be astute and resolute, ensuring that I never fall victim to manipulation again. Having witnessed firsthand the moral corruption that exists within some individuals, Uncle Cooper and I have decided to relocate when I enter high school. Our relatives have resurfaced upon learning of Uncle Cooper's return, but we plan to escape to a place that they cannot easily find us. We have both had our fill of relatives who are solely interested in exploiting our wealth.